And you just saw our breaking news coverage from Kent as it appears someone who is experiencing homelessness walked away from the hotel there that had been used or is being used as a quarantine site for potential coronavirus patients. Kristen Ayers covered that there. You were there, Kristen, joining us live. So that was a very dramatic news conference with video, multiple speakers. You had it all.
Absolutely. The mayor of the city of Kent and the police chief speaking out today and showing a surveillance video proving that one individual who may have been exposed to coronavirus, who was staying at the former Econo Lodge Hotel on Central Avenue in a facility that was serving as a quarantine facility, did indeed walk away from that facility this morning. The video that you're looking at, surveillance video, shows the person crossing the street after leaving that facility, going over to a Shell station that is directly across the street, while security follows the individual, trying to discourage them from walking away from that facility. The police chief told us that that individual then walked inside that Shell station, stole a donut, walked out, and then boarded a bus. The police chief said he has no idea who that person is, where they were headed, or where they are now. And the mayor says this is all of her worst fears about this quarantine facility materializing.
The fears that we have stated and the concerns that we have had from the beginning when we knew this facility was going to be put in Kent at that former hotel have all come true. The things we predicted have happened. I want to make it really clear again, we know that as a city of Kent, we have a role to play in stopping of the spread of this virus. Our requests have been consistently for security measures to be in place so something like this does not happen. As the mayor of the city, my role is to keep our community safe and to put all precautions in place.
Now, the mayor says currently she and the city remain completely out of the loop when it comes to the county's plans for the facilities, the security measures they've taken inside the facility and outside of the facility, and any future use of who will be staying at that facility. She says she's been in touch with the county. They are aware of what happened, but the city still has very little communication from the county. The city will be going before a judge on March 20th to talk about this issue and to try to convince the judge that a permitting process is needed here that will give them more say and more control over this quarantine facility. Reporting live in Kent, Kristen Ayers, King 5 News.
All right, so, excuse me, from that situation to the fallout from Governor Inslee's order a couple of days ago banning large events, and then yesterday closing schools in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. Families are scrambling to find childcare, figuring out food as well. For some students, school lunch is one of their only meals of the day. Kira Elfallen reports from Everett.
The students here at Everett High School are just a small portion of all the students who are going to be impacted by this. There are about 43 school districts across Western Washington that are going to be feeling the effects of this. That is more than half of the student population in the entire state. So this means all public and private K-12 schools in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. That's about 600,000 students who will all be at home starting next week. Here in Everett, schools are planning meal pickup at 28 sites around lunchtime with orders placed the day prior. Meals will be free for all kids under 18, not just students. But still, students are surprised they're not coming to class for at least 6 weeks.
I feel kind of shocked because now I have to stay home and take care of my little sister because she doesn't have school either. So, I have to take care of everyone now at the house. Because, and I thought it was only going to be 2 weeks. Everyone's like, only 2 weeks, all right, we're going to, I'll see you then. But, when I heard, it was 6 weeks, I was like, dang, I'm not able to see anyone in 6 weeks.
Over in Seattle, educators and parents also worry about what this will mean, but for the students themselves, that means there is the added stress of losing lunch. In Seattle, more than 28% of students qualify for free or reduced lunch. 26 Seattle public school sites will be used to feed any students in need starting on Monday. So similar plans are also coming out of Pierce County as well. In Tacoma, they plan to do a drive-through style pickup for kids, and that's going to happen at one of their middle schools. From Everett, I'm Kira Elfallen, King 5 News.
And during this crisis, businesses, tourist attractions are trying to find creative ways to stay open. Others have been forced to close. The Space Needle is shut down temporarily. Amy Moreno reports.
Well, perhaps the most iconic symbol in our city is closed as we deal with this virus. It's one of several attractions. Things like the Woodland Park Zoo, the aquarium, the libraries will be shutting down later today. And we're also hearing about a lot of restaurants. They're shutting down because they just don't have customers. Now, one restaurant, Canlis, they're trying something a little bit different just so they don't have to shut down. Now, starting on Monday, they're going to be having lunchtime drive-through and they're going to have delivery at dinner time. On Tuesday, they're going to have a pop-up bagel shop. That's one thing they're doing so they can keep their employees working. Now, some restaurants in the Edmonds area, they're trying another way to get business. They're offering free meals for kids at Salt and Iron, Bar Dojo, just a few of the ones we found. Another business suggesting if you can't go out and eat at a restaurant right now, buy a gift certificate. Just a few of the ideas that restaurants are putting out there, just a way to get some money into local businesses so they don't shut down during this critical time. You know, a few businesses that are trying to stay open right now. The Boys and Girls Club is trying to stay open to help families dealing with childcare issues. And the YMCA says they are monitoring the health of their employees so they can keep offering recreation for everybody as we deal with this outbreak. In Seattle, Amy Marino, King 5 News.
And Amy mentioned libraries closing. The city of Seattle also shutting down community centers, pools, parks and rec facilities starting at 6 o'clock tonight and lasting until at least April 13th. The city will still offer preschool programs, hygiene services, and ebook rentals. King County libraries are still open. All 49 of them are operating on normal schedules for now. If you ride King County Metro, you will notice there won't be any fare enforcement, at least for a while, because of the coronavirus. Passengers are still expected to pay or tap their Orca cards, but the idea is to limit hand-to-hand close interactions. Boeing now confirms that 5 of its employees on the Everett campus have contracted coronavirus. Those people will stay in quarantine and get medical care until they are fully recovered. Boeing has also learned that 2 workers who were quarantined tested negative. Boeing adding that it has stepped up its cleaning measures. UW Medicine says 2 of its patients have been diagnosed with coronavirus. Doctors now trying to figure out how they got it.
But there were no overt signs of respiratory infections in either patient. It is unclear whether they came with the infection. I suspect that they might have.
Both of them were geriatric psych unit patients at UW Medical Center Northwest. As a precaution, all 22 patients in that unit are being tested. Doctors now waiting for the results. As for the 2 who tested positive, they are in stable condition. The Life Care Center, that nursing home in Kirkland at the epicenter of the outbreak in our country, really providing new numbers. Another employee started showing symptoms, which brings the total number of people no longer working to 66. 26 residents have died. 47 are still living at the center. Of those, 27 have tested positive. And families want to know why the residents haven't been moved out.
Hospitals did not want our patients unless they were showing severe and acute symptoms. Other nursing home facilities, understandably, were unwilling to take our patients. Families felt that they were unable to care for a lot of our patients who require special medical needs that are being taken care of here in the facility.
So crews are disinfecting the facility, as you can see in this video as they're walking in. Still, a lot of family members frustrated as they're trying to keep their loved ones from being exposed.